Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to FineGap YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to teach you about PHP forms. When you build applications in PHP, the forms are one of the most important part of PHP application development. For example, if you want to build login functionality in your application, you will need forms. If you want to be registered on your website, that will require forms. And if you want to give newsletter functionality to your user, to accept user emails, we will need a form. So these were the basic examples, but we can say that to get data from user, we need forms. We need to understand how to deal with forms. So in this video I will teach you that. So first of all, you can see that I will type here exclamation mark and enter. This is the basic HTML boilerplate, and here I will type for form, and if I press enter, you can see that it have created a form opening tag and a form closing tag. Inside this, it is asking me about action. So I will tell you what is that purpose. And after this, we have to define here another attribute, which is method. That maybe your method would be post or get. You can type this method inside lowercase or inside uppercase. So currently let me type here get, and after this you can create as many inputs as you want inside your this form. For example, I have typed here type is equal to text and name is equal to user name, and similarly I can type here br for a line break, and next I will type here input type is equal to text, and then I will type here name is equal to password, and after this I will again type a br tag, and in the last you must have an input which type would be submit. This is important part of your form because this input will be used to submit our form. So here you can see that I have defined its type to submit, and now what I will do, I will type here XAMPP, and here you can see that my XAMPP is automatically opened. Next, inside my browser I will type here localhost /learn and / we have to copy our this file name and paste that at this position. So you can see that here currently we have two inputs and one submit button. The input that's type would be submit, browser will display that input in this way. So to display a placeholder inside your input, I can say that we have to type here placeholder is equal to and double quotes, and here I can type username ... On refresh you can see that the username is printed at this position, and when I will try to type something like this, that placeholder will be disappeared. Similarly, I can copy this placeholder from here and I can paste that placeholder here, and here we can type password, and on refresh you can see that the password placeholder is appearing on our screen. You can also set the type of a password field to password. So this is an HTML rule that you can define any input type password. So now you can see that when I will type it, the text will not shown to me and it will appear me like a password. So here we have created a form currently and nothing. What I will do, I will type here like username Fahim, and here I will type a password, and on submit you can see that in the URL our form have been submitted. As we already learned this in the previous video, the username as password is set on our URL. So how to achieve that? We can type PHP at any position, like maybe at this position, and first of all I will type here a br for a line break. Here I will type a PHP opening tag, PHP closing tag. So in this HTML, by typing PHP opening and closing tag, we can write the PHP code inside our this form. And here what I will do, I will simply type here if effect $_get, and first of all I will copy this username, and inside this I will type username, and then I will type here and operator. Again I will type here is set $_get, and our second key is password. So I will copy and paste that at this position, and then I will type these brackets. So here I have typed an if statement. This should be like this: if, and here we have to also type a closing bracket, this one. So now first of all I will echo the form is submitted, and on refresh it is generating me an error. Okay, because inside this is set we have to type this at this position, and from here I will remove this. And now if I refresh, you can see that the form is submitted. Why I am printing here echo the form is submitted? Because I know when user will submit the form, its method would be get, and in our get super global this username and password key will be set. And here we have to type, I can type here text like this. So this username and password, these two keys and their values will be set in our URL. And here I am checking that if is set, this function is used to check that either this super global $get a specific key like username or password. If these keys are set, then what you have to do, you just have to simply echo the form is submitted. First of all, what I will do, I will remove this echo, and I can type here username is equal to $_get, and here I will copy my this username and paste here semicolon. After this I will type here password is equal to $_get and password. Basically here I'm getting these two keys values and storing them inside these variables that I have created. And here I will just echo your username is $username and your password is password. So here I have typed here password, and on refresh you can see that it is displaying me your username is Fahim and your password is 12345. On refresh, if I type here another name like FineGap and a password, on submit you can see that the value here I have typed, this value will be changed. So next we have a question here. We also know that we can submit this value using post method. If you want to learn, I have already explained this in the previous video. You can go and watch that video. The next question is, what is the purpose of this action attribute? This is an attribute, and because its name is action, that's why we can say this an action attribute. So currently because this is empty, that's why the form that we are submitting is on the same file, because we have created a file php-forms. That's why you can see that this is the form is submitting on the same file, but we can submit this form on another file as well. Maybe you can create here another file like request.php, and now on refresh, when I will be type here my name and a password, on submit you can see that the form has been submitted on request.php. So the question is, why it is displaying that not found? Because we have defined that file name here, but we don't have create file inside our folder. So first of all, we have to create a file name request.php, and now when I will be refresh, you can see that the error have been gone and request.php have been opened, because currently we don't have write any code in this file. That's why it is empty. But we can use the same code that we have defined at this position. We can copy this and paste this at this position, and now it will behave like the same. Like if I type here some text, so you can see that that data is displaying on the request.php file. Make sure not to send passwords using get method. There is a difference between get and post. We can also search that difference, like difference between get and post method, and here you can see that it will tell us the difference. So here the first difference is back button. Okay, let's just try to understand that what is the difference is. Data will be resubmitted. The browser should alert the user that the data are about to resubmit it. For example, currently you can see that I have changed our method to post, and here I have also typed post super global instead of get. And now when I will be type here a username like FineGap and a password like 12345, and if I submit the button, you can see that the data is displaying on our screen. But if I refresh this page, you can see that it is displaying me a form submission alert. Like the page that you're looking to use information, it means that it will display us this form submission alert, and when we will be continued, and then this data will be sent to the server again. But if you are using get, let me comment this line, and I can type here get, and on refresh, first of all I will back refresh this. Here again I will type FineGap, a password, but now this time you can refresh as many time as you want, it will not display you the alert. The next method is the get have limitation to submit data, but the post, if you are uploading a large data, maybe you are uploading a video or a large amount of data, you should use post, because get cannot send as much data as you want. We can also search on the Google that how much data we can send using get method. So you can see that 2000 characters. So friend, this is the limitation, because using URL you can only send 2000 characters, but using post method you can upload maybe big to big videos, like multiple GB videos, you can use the post method for that purpose. And similarly, if you are sending a sensitive information of the user, like you are getting bank account or password of the user, you should use post method, because it's risky to send user information using get method. And the next is get is fast, post is a little bit slower than get. So these were the differences between get and post. Both have usage according to the conditions of the program. When you will build professional PHP applications, you will understand that where we have to use get and where we need to use post. Usually when we have to receive data from our server, in after this PHP, when you will learn Ajax, in which our JavaScript communicate with our server, when we have to receive data from the server, we use get, and we have to post some data on the server, then we use post method. So friends, this was the concept of PHP forms, and I recommend you to practice these concepts so you can understand them more clearly. If you have any question, you can ask us in the comment section. We will try to answer your question. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel for our regular videos. And finally, thanks for watching.